Round 5 of the GT3 World Series would take the teams back across the Pacific Ocean to South America, where, and this was breaking news at the time, a Corvette was on pole position. They sort of missed the start though, and the Nissan, starting from second place, would take the lead into turn 1. There was, however, plenty of Corvettes at the top of the field, as you can see here, as all three Corvettes in the top 5. So, pretty good chance for the Corvettes to finally score some decent championship points. First of all though, they had to get back past the Nissan. And the Nissan, well, it's a big car. You don't really get past that just like that. The Corvettes, however, were finally getting involved where things are fun, as illustrated here with the 63 driven by Descato and Alcelli, as they have their own little battle with the first the number 40 Mercedes and then catch up to the number 50 of the Swift Autosport team. Nissan is starting to pull a little bit of a gap at this point as they go on to lap 3, and that's a move up the inside from the 63. Very nice maneuver indeed. And so now it's literally Nissan, Corvette, Corvette, Corvette. If you'd said this would happen at any point at the start of the season, people would have probably called you crazy. Nevertheless, just a lap later, and the number 50 has made its move. And it's actually stuck with it. It's got the Nissan well and truly done. As you see, there are some cars already getting involved in places where they shouldn't be. The number 60, for instance, is a lap down, which wasn't really helping some teams, as the number 77, the Green Beast Motorsport Ford GT, gets kind of a little bit screwed over at first. The number 11 Aston Martin, for a short moment ahead, until the 77 finally gets to run. But that is one of the many challenges of this type of racing. And you just have to deal with it and move on, essentially. Speaking of dealing with and moving on, the number 50 was sort of refusing to give up on the idea of going back ahead of the 63, but then came the number 5, also from the Swift Autosport team, and well, yeah, now the Mercedes is behind all of the Corvettes. The Corvettes may seem a bit overpowered as of right now, but remember, they have a very low weight. Also having a low weight is the number 7 Ferrari, which gets past one of the StarTech BMWs. This would be the number 8. All of the low numbers down here, except for the number 60, of course. The number 6 car as well in the background there, involved in this battle for position. The number 8, however, is not quite giving up on the idea of getting back ahead of the number 7, but yeah, it's not really going to work. You're going to have to defend from now on. The other StarTech car, however, did manage a successful overtake on the number 2 Mercedes, until the number 2 Mercedes realized that the next turn was a left-hander, and now they're side by side. And for some reason, the number 4 is not quite keen on going full-on attack mode there. Not quite sure why, but who knows? Maybe it's a strategic decision. Maybe they're saving tires. Nobody really knows. Back at the top, the 63 Corvette had somehow found its way past the Nissan, and the Nissan was not really satisfied about that. Problem is, though, the Porsche as well just sort of appeared out of nowhere. And now the number 77 as well is going to go and try and have a look, and it's going to be squeezed out there. Fair move from the Nissan though. So all of a sudden we now have a Corvette leading, and we have a Porsche in second place, and the Nissan's up on the podium as well, and there's the Ford GT trailing it. Coming towards sort of just about between halfway and 2/3 through the race, lap 30 of a 47-lap race, the pit stops began appearing. Most eyes, however, were on the Swift Autosport team that could turn out to win the race. The number 50 came in ahead of the number 5, but by the end of their stop, the roles had been reversed. Speculation was that they've sent the number 5 to make a clear path for the number 50, i.e. essentially take out every other car on the track. But yeah, at first they have to catch up. They came out in 3rd place though, so still a little bit of catching up to do for the 2 Corvettes. But nevertheless, they started until they found out that one of the Aston Martins was catching up even better than they were. And this was quite an entertaining battle to watch, because these cars appear to be, at least at the moment, quite similar in pace. You can see here the Corvette is not really able to get away from the Aston Martin, yet the Aston Martin's not really ever close enough to get an actual attack done, and the number 76 Viper as well has decided to join in for reasons. A battle for some very good points though, and you can see here how really close they go. And that's quite a bit of front end airtime for the number 11 Aston Martin. I have a little slow motion replay of it here. And they're not even actually touching at first. It looks like most of that is from the curb. Meanwhile, at the top of the pack almost, the number 5 Corvette was really starting to shift. First, with a few laps to go, it took down the Porsche, and thus it was now in 2nd place, and thus began the hunt for the leading car, the number 77 Green Beast Motorsport. It was, however, to be a few laps short of the Corvette passing, as the number 77 would go on to take victory after 47 laps of racing, with a clever pit strategy that involved pitting when nobody else did, and thus having a clear pit lane and just generally being faster than everyone else. In championship terms, you may notice the ARC McLaren actually has a race where it's out of the top 20, so it's now on equal terms with everybody else. In other news, the number 11 Aston Martin moves up into 2nd place, just 8 points behind, followed closely by the number 27 Porsche, and today's winner, the Green Beast Motorsport car.